Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Oh!
It is Pixel Partners here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney. When we left off, the music box, we found its secret, and then we got lost for a little too long on what to do. But by the end, after I stopped, or right before I stopped recording, after I was like, oh, the part's done, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm a Dumbo, because there's the whole thing here of like presenting evidence to
And then it was
prove
my idea to be like, we should probably throw that in.
Yeah,
so
just so that you guys knew.
Be like,
Everyone was already distracted by the fact of by me messing up the thumbnail.
Yeah.
So, but I fixed it.
And you were at work, so you couldn't fix it right away.
Nope, not right away. It took a couple hours, but then I got it all sorted out. So, anyways, I'm going to go and present the possibility. Believe it is possible that this music box was used to illegally trade telegrams. That is the defense's official stance. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, Japanese boy? How many times you gotta teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
You need both dots and dashes to convey Morse code. I'm aware. What?
We're about to blow your fucking mind, dude. Seems the defense knows something that we do not.
Huh?
I order you to explain, defense. At the moment, this music box only plays one note. Tell us how this can be used to relay a message encoded in Morse code.
Here we go. Open it. Do the thing. There we
blow
go.
Their minds.
Hey, we've already done this like 17 times by now. All right, so I'm going to present. I'm going to present this back side of the music box.
For what in blazes is this? On the bottom of the music box is another music box.
What?
Uh-huh.
Seems that the two mechanisms operate in unison.
Mechanisms.
In other words, if you put two discs in this, you can play two sounds simultaneously.
Oh!
Morse code consists of two types of sounds, dots and dashes. If you had two discs, you could possibly use them to trade information.
Whoa, that was new.
Then, like a tornado in the courtroom. If we connect the facts and the clues that came to light through this cross-examination, we begin to see the truth. The truth? You and your father, Mr. Mortar, made a certain deal with McGundle.
This deal had something to do with this music box, correct?
You stole information from the ministry's telegrams and tried to sell it to Mr. McGundle. The decision to split it into two music box discs was most likely made as a precaution in case information fell into the wrong hands.
Understandably, you wouldn't expect a music box to be used as a hiding place for information.
However, those negotiations fell apart and Mr. Mortar's life was taken. McGundle was arrested and then stolen, and the stolen disc was pledged to Hatch. Then 2 days ago, you broke into Hatch's shop in hopes of retrieving the pledges. But even this attempt ended in failure. One of the discs was taken by the police and the other was nowhere to be found. So on that night, you joined up with the Tin Pillars to break into the pawnbrokers. You did this in order to finally seize the second disc.
That disc was inside this music box.
What?
We weren't told nothing about that, bruv.
On the night of the incident... Oh, God, here we go again. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, hey, we're good.
I hate it.
This music box is the only thing handled by the intruders.
Indeed, this was made clear when we viewed the storeroom photographs stereoscopically.
So why did they handle that music box? I should think the reason is obvious. Kroger was trying to retrieve the second disc, which was still inside the music box. He knew that if the police got their hands on it, he'd be tried for treason.
Yep.
What do you have to say to that, Mr. Kroger? All this happened because of your dealings with Cosney McGundle. And he's gonna deny it.
Yep.
Again. I shall not indulge your wild delusions. Not one bit.
Come on, Venzix. Even you've got to admit he's sus. White is
Mr.
sus.
Kroger.
White is sus.
Yeah. There's blood seeping through your sleeve.
Oh,
what?
yeah.
No, no.
Good thing he wears white.
2 nights ago, 3 shots were fired in Hatch's shop. 1 bullet killed Hatch.
Why did it have to
Another
show me
hit
that
Mr.
again?
Holmes's pouch. And the last one
Capcom!
embedded itself in the calendar of the scene, but only after hitting the intruder's arm first.
That was a dick move, Capcom.
Mr. Crowgray, the wound on your arm is the very same bullet wound, isn't it? I'll forget out this one, bruv.
You might just want to face up, innit, bruv?
Good lord. I give you one simple command, you buffoons. I even paid you handsomely. Pretend it was never there. This is of the utmost importance. Seems it really was a foolish move to trust petty criminals of the slums after all. Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Fine, I'll confess. I broke into Hatch's pawnbrokers on the night of the crime. I gave these fools 10 whole guineas to aid me.
That's a lot.
As you have surmised, it was when that's when I ended up with this injury. Okay, you're gonna try and lie about why you were there? However, that is all I will acknowledge as fact. You think I stole government secrets and just sold them to McGundle? Stop with that, please. By God, no, I've done nothing of the sort. Until I have a stronger case, he'll never confess the murder. But with this revelation, I believe the most crucial truth has been proven. Elaborate, college boy. 2 guns have already been discovered. From each, only 1 bullet was fired. The bullet from the Tin Pillar's gun fired hit Mr. Holmes's pouch. As for the bullet that Hatch fired, of course, it hit Mr. Crowgray's arm. I believe that is the only possibility.
Well, I suppose a man wouldn't just up and shoot himself.
If that's the case, then there is one logical conclusion. The only person who could have shot the 3rd bullet that killed Hatch is the 3rd intruder who was also there at the scene.
Oh!
No. That's right. I mean you, Mr. Crowgray. No. No one else could have shot Hatch. It was you. Wait, who was that? Oh, that was him? I haven't heard that.
No.
Wasn't used that. Oh dear, Tony, what a hole you've dug. Exposing me in court wasn't your best move. What? What was he talking about? Weren't you mistaken when you said that I was in the shop at that time? And it's true that I tried to hide that fact, but what else is a man to do? I wouldn't want to deliberately soil my perfect record as a master telegraphist. But did you never stop to think? Think? About what? The possibility that I may have witnessed the crucial moment. In other words... You gonna say you witnessed the murder? I am the eyewitness that will finally end your client's miserable life. What?
Did you mean to say that you...
Indeed, I saw it all very clearly. I witnessed the moment that the pickpocket girl shot that poor shopkeeper. But what? Oh, God. Way to complicate things,
Dude,
bruv.
if this was modern day, he'd already be in jail because evidence.
Yeah.
And, you know, like scientific testing and all that.
Oh, yeah. It's all come a long way since then. Seeing
Yeah.
seeing the bullet markings, the
Yeah.
fingerprint of the bullet.
Yeah, like
as it were.
if we had all that,
I know, it made it so much easier.
This would have ended forever ago.
For real.
This trial has reached its final act.
Witness, Rupert Crowgray. Yes? I'm sure you're well aware by now. You've just lied to the Crown Court. That will serve as nothing more than proof of your crime. So you better be fucking smart and think of a good lie. Yes, I'm quite aware.
Even Van Zieks is sus of him, which is good.
Oh, absolutely.
The court now orders you to testify. Testify about the events that unfolded before you as the victim was shot.
As you wish.
God, stop existing.
All right, let's see what you have to say here, okay? Let's do this. And those 2 idiots were fighting with the pawnbroker was by the entrance. When Nemi was shoved aside, I suddenly felt this pain on my arm. I pursued the shopkeeper and peered into the small peephole in the storeroom door. Then I saw the accused in a black coat shoot the shopkeeper as he tried to run away. Blood from the shopkeeper's back and splashed on the defendant's coat. After she tossed the gun through the peephole, Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I picked it up and escaped with it.
But that testimony... What in blazes? You mean to say that you witnessed the very moment of the crime?
And why would he say it only now?
Order, order, order!
Well, because he wasn't supposed to be involved in the first place. You know, he was trying to say, you know, he wasn't supposed to, he was trying to keep himself secret, hush, hush. Or you had not planned to give this testimony. But will not stand idly by and watch as you all accuse me of murder that I did not commit. I made the truth clear in order to defend myself. Oh, God. The truth? The prosecution was not given this information either. My humblest apologies, sir. The shopkeeper that shot my arm was then shot by that little thief. That is most likely when the blood splashed back. Then the victim's blood was on the defendant's coat. Are you certain? Yes, there's no doubt in my mind. The black coat she wears now is the one she was wearing on the night of the murder.
What? If there were visible bloodstains, it would be undeniably fatal evidence.
It may be possible to detect these bloodstains using a certain test. Huh? Oh, now y'all like tests.
Oh yeah, now you've...
Very recently, German scientists developed a technique to detect human blood. And I assure you that it's worlds apart from a certain suspicious detective, Snake Oil.
Holmes' theories are the real deal, he's not a sham!
In the world of science, a theory means nothing without evidence to back it up. German courts have already proven the effectiveness of this method. We have some of this chemical in the yard, if my lord allows it. Yeet. I could have the defendant's coat tested right away.
Did you really just have him say yeet?
Yes, I did. Pretty sure I did that before, too.
Oh no. This is bad, Ryu.
Huh?
Don't forget that Jinbein's coat really does have blood on it.
It does.
They can detect that.
Oh, you're right. Yesterday at the jail.
Okie dokie, here we go, Dr. Liver Muscle Jinbein. Even though it's Mortar's blood.
Yeah, but they're not gonna trust that at all.
No.
But it isn't Hatch's blood, it's from 2 months ago. It came from when McGundle stabbed Mortar in the omnibus. My lord, the defense objects to this test. Wow, we're objecting to something for once.
Yeah.
Overruled!
Fuck!
Lord Van Zieks, order the yard to carry out this test post-haste.
As you wish.
While we wait for the results, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
If they find the blood on that coat, Gina.
And they don't do blood tests back then.
No.
Defense!
No, my lord.
Your cross-examination, please.
Understood. In this cross-examination, I have to find some kind of decisive clue.
Yeah,
I
quick.
don't even want to think about what will happen if I fail here. Alright. Two idiots were fighting with the pawnbroker was hit by the entrance. Or I was by the entrance.
Dude, if they had DNA testing back then, this case would have been way
so much easier.
A long time ago.
Ash came out of the storeroom in the back, is that correct? He looked fiercely onto these two as they pried about the shop counter. He had a gun in his hand, I'm glad I kept my distance. Need me so scared me life, prof?
We're just normal burglars, bruv. We wasn't armed for nothing.
What? Didn't you have a gun too? You literally shot someone.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Crowgray, you claim that you were standing at the entrance. I was simply looking at the many items lined up on the shelves near the door. Is he searching for the unredeemed music box? The shopkeeper threw himself onto Nemi. With Tully there, I assumed they would easily win by numbers alone. But even that was too much of a task for these buffoons.
Tried to out-net me, but then he threw me over the counter, innit?
Damn, my good old geezer. Hey, you right up, bruv?
How could you gang up on a poor, frail pawnbroker like that? What a cowardly move!
Oh.
Oof.
We shoved aside and suddenly felt this pain in my arm.
That was a little too good of impression, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that's when you were shot? Indeed, it took me a moment before I realized, however. In the midst of their three-man brawl, they knocked many items off the shelves. The gun must have fired at that moment because I failed to hear the gunshot. As I understand, the bullet grazed you and landed on the calendar hanging behind you. It would appear so. When I looked at my arm, I was bleeding. I tried to cover with my handkerchief. But without a doctor, I could only wait for the wound to close naturally. It took 2 whole days before it stopped bleeding.
Now you fucked it up again.
Was hurting with you in particular? I can't say, but to be honest, I don't think he even realized I was there. Perhaps it was a misfire, or he just missed his true target.
Want him to go at him, old guys and shove me away.
And he turned and scat before the inner door, bruv. What did you do afterward, witness?
Now, the thing that complicates this, but it might be what we need, is the fact that he's saying that, you know, and maybe if we press more we can get it, is that he just said that he was shot by Hatch.
Uh-huh.
But Hatch's gun only had 1 bullet in it and was only fired once.
Yeah.
But that's the same gun that Gina was holding, which would mean that would be impossible for that to have happened if he literally says he was shot.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if we can make those connections necessarily yet. Let me try this. Peeped into the storeroom door. You chased him even when he was no longer a threat. I can't say I understand why, but I followed towards him to the back of the shop. What do you mean when you mentioned the door's peephole?
The storeroom door's made of steady wood. But there's also a small window built into the door to provide a view for the inside.
Dude, Naruhodo, you looked in it yourself.
Yeah, now that he mentions it, it's actually how I looked into the room when I found Gina.
And what are these 2 stooges? Did they not see this peephole?
No, we never...
Never saw nothing, sir.
I don't think they even knew that the peephole was there. Fair enough. The Templars didn't actually see the murder anyway. They're a little too dumb.
Yeah.
The pawnbroker and the pickpocket were inside the storeroom.
The defendant was there.
It didn't seem like either of them had noticed me watching them. The girl turned her gun toward the shopkeeper in full view of the peephole.
And then what did you see?
I saw the accused in her black coat shoot the shopkeeper as he tried to run away. Let's press this and so. When the crime scene was discovered, the defendant was indeed holding a gun. The gun belonged to Hatch Windabank and it had only shot 1 bullet. The only one shot by that gun was you, Mr. Crowgray. That just means that the little thief wasn't holding Hatch's gun. Pumper's gun shot me and the Templar's gun shot the detective. Those 2 accounted for, must have been a 3rd gun. Assuming Hatch's gun had not been used to shoot him, a 3rd gun is the only explanation. This defendant must have had the gun of her own. But you would have found that, you idiots! Then how to explain why nobody found it during the investigation? Calm down, Mr. Attorney. What's so funny? Giving these events in order, I was just about to explain how. Huh? The pawnbroker and the pickpocket seemed to be glaring at each other, but suddenly the pawnbroker tried to flee. At that instant,
Gosh.
she shot the pawnbroker from behind.
How horrifying!
But what about the 3rd gun that you say is so
Yeah.
much about? I don't like that one.
Yeah.
but
Blood
it erupted from his back. I saw it all through the peephole. The coat is black, so you can't exactly see it now, but I can guarantee that the coat is soiled with blood. Well, he's not wrong about that part.
That's not Hatchling's blood.
Right, it's Mr. Mortar's blood from when McGundle stabbed him 2 months ago.
If we could just use Holmesy's forensic chemicals, we could prove it so easily.
As long as the Crown Court refuses to accept it, we can't use it as evidence.
Trat!
Oh, so you're saying that she tossed the gun for the peephole and you picked it up and escaped with it. But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Yeah.
What? She threw her gun through the peephole. After the shopkeeper collapsed, that thief walked over.
Walked over where?
Towards the storeroom
Where?
door, remember? That's where the peephole is.
Why?
My panic, I jumped away from the door, but then she dropped the gun through the peephole.
But why would she do something like that?
Yeah, I can't say, but I imagine she was trying to dispose of the gun. In the confusion, I placed the gun in my pocket.
Why?
Later rationalized by thinking it that none of the crime could have been committed otherwise.
He's like,
Right. Then you were the one who removed the third gun from the crime scene.
We'll hand it over.
Yes, I was. After that, I left these two to clean up duty, and then I left the shop. Clean up duty.
It goes on proper state or it was clean up, innit?
Swear you sounded like me mum, bruv.
I did pay you a veritable sum of money, after all. Mr. Crowgray, when you left the shop, was the second disc in your pocket. You're awfully
persistent. Oh, God.
Oh, wait, which of them do I hit? Him? I think I have to get. I think he's the one that's got the bubble that is being shaken and stirred right now. But excuse me, may I have a word with you two?
Jesus. Wheeze. Oh, no.
Don't act like you don't know. You two are having a pretty big argument just a moment ago.
You expect to find you pretty hard, don't it?
What were you two doing?
They got my car well out, bruv. He started kicking off my ass going we never told police about the third gun.
Well, why didn't you?
Cause we didn't know. We didn't know nothing about no people.
My apologies. I lost sight of myself. You weren't hurt, are you?
Well, your face is looking all too calm, bruv. This guy's proper scary.
What in the world is going on? Something feels very wrong here.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Inspector Gregson rattle someone so thoroughly.
No. I was thinking the same thing. Usually Toby has this big grin on his face whenever he talks to me.
It's probably not how he usually acts.
But still kind of unusual.
Malone! Air Grace Timbers suspend this cross-examination.
For what reason, bailiff?
Time to fucking rock this world.
Oh boy.
Results of the test you question have arrived.
The test for the bloodstains on the defendant's coat, then?
Very well, the court will temporarily suspend this cross-examination.
We're fucked.
Do you object, defense?
Yes. No, my lord. I have no objections. I'm just gonna dig myself a hole over here and bury myself in a grave.
That's it. Just as we predicted. Inspector Gregson, you report. Sir! Traces of human blood have been detected on the Gina Lestrange's black coat. From the pattern of the traces, it can be surmised that it splashed onto the coat. That is all.
Well, what?
Don't you freaking pirouette.
See, I told you as much. Now, I was thinking this before, but this generates a larger problem. How did Crowgray know about the blood splatter on the coat?
Yeah.
That's the confusing part. Because he shouldn't. As far as I know, he shouldn't be aware of that. See, I told you as much. The blood on that coat is not Hatch's.
Then whose blood is it?
That coat originally belonged to Cosney McGundle. He stabbed Mr. Mortar, bricklayer. That's when the blood got onto the coat. That blood came from Mr. Mortar.
Dead men tell no tales. Listen well, Japanese boy.
Sir?
Only 2 months ago, You proclaimed at this Crown Court that Makazi Magunda was innocent. And yet now that he's dead, you insist that he was a murderer all along. Ow. I have to say you sound less and less like an honest attorney every time you speak.
Exactly, it's far from fair. How do we even know that the blood really came from anyway? No matter how stairs company you look at it, there's no way to prove it. Well, but we could. We could use the chemical that Mr. Sherlock Holmes invented. Mr. Holmes is a detective, is he not? That doesn't make him a chemist.
Are you saying you would trust chemicals made by a telegraphist?
I give Borowski to a hungry boy and they run away crying.
What? What?
Thank you, Juror 6. What are you here for again?
I am gonna throw hands with Van Zeeks.
Sherlock Holmes is a fictional character in a series of silly novels.
And you're fictional characters in a series of games!
A real court has no interest in a man like him. That's all there is to it.
We kind of need Sherlock to walk in and throw some fisticuffs.
For
no.
real. Do his little boxing moves.
Seems all's been made clear. You've seen now that my testimony was true all along.
What do you mean?
There's the line.
Just as witness testified, the defendant's coat was splashed with blood. If he hadn't actually witnessed it, then he could not have testified as such. That's the big problem.
Yeah.
But his testimony was legitimate. This brings us to only one conclusion. The defendant before you shot the victim. That is the undeniable truth.
No.
Oh, God.
My lord! Is there anyone wishing to speak?
Foreman?
We have arrived at our final conclusion. Have we, my fellow comrades?
Yeah.
Guilty. Oh yeah, it's literally their thing. Stop. No, stop.
Stop with the usite.
Stop.
Ow.
Can I get an argument in? I get an argument, right?
Argument?
Seems as though I've reached a unanimous conclusion.
Wow, he actually drank some.
The defense failed to break down the witness's testimony. Surely this time it will be impossible to overturn our fine jury's verdict.
No. We've come so far. I don't think I'm going to be able to turn this around.
We need a hero.
Could it be the hero that we need? The hero we want? The hero we deserve?
There is someone who says stuff like that.
Oh, good heavens.
Please.
A man who can't trust his fellows is a sad sight indeed.
That has to be him. That has to be.
Oh.
Where'd you get my dear attorney?
Oh.
Is he in disguise?
No way.
You would be the bailiff who delivered the test results earlier, no?
Oh.
That has to be him. He's in disguise as a fucking bailiff. Are you serious? You know, sometimes I find myself thinking, Master Naruto. Science does not decide what is scientific truth. The true deterror is mankind. Hey. No way.
He knows that voice. Yep.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
Mr. Holmes.
His theme just said, what?
I think. Now, I don't know because I wasn't paying too much attention. I think I saw a very shooketh Van Zeeks at the bench for a second.
Order!
I did.
No, he's just a.
What are you doing here, great detective? I heard you were unconscious in hospital.
Surprise!
Yes, well, change of plan. Someone asked for me a little favor, you see.
What favor?
I'm seeing you're finally awake!
No, Iris. Sorry about that. Slept in a little too long, I'm afraid. My lord, may I have your attention for a moment?
But what is it?
He
There's actually something I wish to hand over to the defense. Oh, don't look at me like that. It won't even take 5 minutes. Sure, that's not asking too much.
Did you see Gregson next to him?
Yeah.
He was shook too.
What do you think, Lord Van Deeks?
Oh, I'm just jamming to this bop right now.
We've already spent a great length of time on this trial. By this point... By this point, wasting time would be... By this point, a mere 5 minutes means nothing. Do as you please.
Oh.
What?
In that case, the defense is hereby granted 5 minutes.
And we're gonna go over what Sherlock is giving us next time. But it's just actually clicked to me what's going on.
What?
Why is Gregson trying so hard to defend? I'm just gonna call him Egg because whatever's
Crogray?
Rupert. Yeah, because he was the one that was trying to hide the existence of the music box disc and its secret. He was the one that was talking to him behind the bench.
Yeah.
He was the one that was yelling at the one of the tin pillars, Nemi, about the third gun. And just now, he was trying to wrap up the trial instantly and not let anything go farther.
Yeah.
Is he in cahoots with Crogray?
In some sort, apparently.
I mean, obviously, we know he's connected to the bigger secret about this whole treason thing. But like, obviously, if he was talking to Crogray, like that, little whisper, hey thing going on, like, he's trying so hard to get him off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, we need to know what's going on here.
We do.
There's something big happening here.
I'm just glad Sherlock's back.
I know you are. I know you are.
We know.
We know.